of this 21-day Gurl challenge. You're almost there. Today we have just a short core workout. Let's do it. As I had mentioned in our other workouts, we are slowly increasing our plank. So today we actually have a 2-minute plank to start out. A lot of the moves you can do down on your knees. So to start out, we are just going to do a 30-second forearm plank. That's going to be followed by a 30-second hip dip. The hip dips can be done on your knees. Then we're going to go into levels. Up, up, down, down can also be done on your knees before we meet in a high plank and we hold here for the final 30 seconds. Let's warm up. Let's do this starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go and start in this 30-second forearm plank. So remember, you can always clasp your hands together just to give yourself a little bit more support. Draw the lower belly in, squeeze the glutes together, and you can keep your knees down on the mat. You have 10 more seconds here, breathing through the movement. We have those hip dips coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you want to give yourself a bit more support, you can clasp your hands. You can bring your knees down towards the mat. Or if you do have your full toes on the mat, you can come into a wider stance. But I actually find it easier if you can squeeze your ankles together, your heels together, your feet together as you just twist your hips from side to side. Okay, so we have those levels coming up in 3, in 2, in 1. So you go up, up, and then down, down. Remember, the same thing can be done on your knees. Now this one you might want to bring your feet a little bit further away from each other because it just allows yourself to have a little bit more stability in this move. But also, we're trying to take away the rock from our hips. Even though I know my hips are rocking, I'm trying. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is it. We have our final 30-second high plank hold. Woo! Feeling that 2-minute plank. Feels good. Draw the lower belly in. Squeeze the glutes together. If you have your feet together, squeeze the legs. Feel the inner thighs work. Contract the thighs. Check this out, everyone. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on with our HIIT core, we're going to lower our shoulder blades down towards the mat, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. We're just going to be doing some crunches with our legs up towards the ceiling. You can either reach for your toes as well, but then for that 10 seconds after we're done to the 20-second crunch, we are going to keep the shoulder blades lifted. You're going to bring your arms by the side of the body. The arms are strong. And you're going to give me tiny little pulses while exhaling. It's going to look like this. All right, without moving the upper body down and up before we go right back into our crunches. You can always lower the feet down towards the mat if your hips feel anything, then try to lift the legs up as we go into that 100 with our pulses, with our arms, okay? So let's get ready for that in 3, in 2, in 1. We go up and lower, we go up and down. Good. So that 20 seconds of the up and down crunch, and then that 10-second arm pulse. Call it the 100, keeping the elbows wide in 3, in 2, in 1. Stay lifted. Pulse, 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 pulse. For 3, for 2, for 1, we go down and up, down and up. So again, if you feel anything in your hips, maybe the hips are feeling a little bit tight today, whatever it might be, you can bring your feet down towards the mat, giving me those crunches, and then if you can, extend your legs up towards the ceiling in 3, 2, 1. We pulse, 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 pulse. Keep the shoulder blades lifted. You exhale, 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 exhale. 3, and 2, and 1. You go down and up, we go down and up. Starting to feel that burn in your core. I don't know about you, with this 21-day challenge, I can definitely feel my core get stronger. But every time I come and do these exercises, I start to feel the burn right away. 3 and 2 and 1. We exhale, exhale, pulse, 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 pulse. For 3, for 2, for 1. You go down and up. You go down and up. Try to keep the lower back glued down towards the mat. Remember, you can be right here in your normal crunch, lifting the shoulder blades up a bit higher every single time. We have that 100 pulse coming up in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do this. Pulse, 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 pulse. Lift the shoulder blades up just a little bit more for 3, for 2, for 1. Final round. You go down and up. You go down and up. Let's exhale every single time we lift the shoulder blades up. Good. Breathing through this. You have that final pulse. Make it count in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Coming into our side planks, it's gonna look like this. A 20-second hold, a 20-second crunch with a 20-second pulse. You can do whatever variation that you wanna do, but especially when we go into moving these side planks, you might wanna bring your top foot forward, but especially for the crunch, maybe keep your knee down as you extend the arm and crunch the leg. All right, so we're gonna get started in that in 3, in 2, in 1. We start in a 20-second side plank hold. So if you're stacking your feet together, remember you're flexing your toes in towards the face. 20 seconds, you're almost there. We're gonna go into that crunch in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, 1. You extend the arm, you crunch knee to elbow. Might feel good to bring that knee down towards the mat. Exhale as you crunch, inhale as you extend. Exhale to crunch, inhale to extend. You only have 5 more seconds before we're gonna finish off in that pulse. In 3, in 2, in 1. We pulse our hips up towards the ceiling, maybe staying in that variation with your knee down towards the mat, maybe bringing your top foot forward or stacking your feet together. You have 5 and 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Setting up your side plank on the other side, choosing whatever variation works for your body today. In 3, in 2, and 1. Let's do this. So we're just starting in a hold. If you feel like this side is feeling a bit different, might need more support, you know what to do. You know how your bodies are feeling today. You have 5 more seconds. We're gonna go into that crunch in 3, in 2, in 1. Extend the arm, crunch knee to elbow. Inhale to extend, exhale to crunch. Again, always having that option to keep the knee down on the mat. I really encourage you, especially if you're a little bit newer to this move, to bring the knee down. I often bring my knee down just to make sure that I'm doing this in the proper way with the proper form. 3, and 2, and 1. You have that final pulse, and pulse, and pulse, pulse, pulse. You can bring that top foot forward. You can keep the knee down on your mat. Good. Pulse it. Pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. I told you this was going to be a short core workout, so we just have one more HIIT core, another little something at the end. I'm not going to tell you what yet, and then we are done with our workout. So we are going to be going into that eagle crunch sequence. We did it in one of our workouts in this 21-day challenge. So you're going to start with the right arm, swings underneath the left. You can either choose to hold onto your shoulders or find the bind. The right leg's gonna cross over. Remember, you bring knee and elbows to crunch together. Really lift the shoulder blades up, and then you really extend everything out. Try to tap the toes down towards the mat. Now, for the arms, you can either keep them right here, but remember, you can always interlace them behind the head just to give your head a little bit of support. I often do this as well because for me, my head gets really heavy. 3 rounds of eagles. It's a 20-second crunch with a 10-second hold. If you keep your hands behind your head, just really lift the shoulder blades up. And if the feet don't feel good, you can give me that tabletop crunch while lowering the legs down towards the mat. 3 rounds, and we're going to bring our feet down. 3 rounds of our normal crunches with a pulse before we do it on the other side. Let's work our core. One of my favorite exercises to really engage our entire core. Working it hard, getting ready for that in 3, in 2, in 1. We crunch everything together, and then we bring it apart. Remember, right arm swings underneath the left, the right leg crosses over. Can you exhale as you crunch everything together? Inhale as you extend. You have your hold in 3, in 2, in 1. We hold everything together. Remember, you can give yourself that support. Bring your hand behind your head. Lift the shoulder blades up just a little bit more for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's do this. Bringing it apart and then crunching it together. Go slow. You don't have to go fast. The slower you go, the more control you have, the more that you're really engaging all of your muscles here and breathing through it. You have that second hold in 3, 2, 1. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, you can be right here. Remember, at whatever variation you're doing, we really want to make sure that you're keeping the low back down towards the mat. We don't want the low back to peeling up off of the mat. So you have just 1 more hold with this bind in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Final hold. All right, I encourage you. Can you lift the shoulder blades up just a little bit higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Let's do this. Up and down we go. Up and down. You got it. So breathing through this, we do have 3 rounds of this normal crunch. Make them count. You have that first pulse coming up in 3, in 2, in 1. Stay lifted. Pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. You can either choose to keep your hands behind your head, maybe extend the arms out for 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Down and up, down and up. Second last round of your normal crunches. The most important thing here is that you're not holding your breath, you're not really clenching your jaw and your teeth. You want to make sure everything's relaxed for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pulse it up and up. Keep the low back down towards your mat as you pulse and pulse. You have your final round in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do this. Down and up. Woo! Down and up. The burn is real. If it's burning, it is working. That's my favorite sentence to say. All right, so you have your final pulse here. Get ready. 3 and 2 and 1. Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm swings underneath the right. Left leg crosses over right away. Together and apart. Exhale as you crunch. Inhale as you bring it apart. Try to tap your toes as far away as you can. If you have your hands in this bind, you're tapping your fingertips down towards the floor, maybe cradling your head in your hands. 3 and 2 and 1. You hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second last round. Remember, you can be right here, really supporting your head in your hands, especially at this point, because we already did quite a few of these eagle crunches. Maybe your head is getting a bit heavy. We want to support it. You have your second last hold in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is it. All we got. Final HIIT core for your workout today. Make it count. You got this. You're way stronger than you think. You can give me a couple more. Stay with it. You have that final hold in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is it. Final 10-second hold. Do me a favor. Lift your shoulder blades up just a bit higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I said we had just one more little sequence at the end of this short core workout. It is another plank, but we're gonna be moving it. So it's a high plank. We're gonna come into our load and explode. So walk your feet further away from each other. You're gonna bend the knees, sink the hips back, and explode all the weight forward. 30 seconds before you go into, before you go into a 30-second leg lift, lifting one leg out at a time. Take breaks when you need it, but this is the last thing we're doing today. Let's finish strong. Get ready for your load and explodes in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's do this. So really sink your hips back and then explode your weight forward. Inhale as you sink your hips back, and then exhale as you explode all the way forward. Really linking your breath with the movement. It's not only going to help you and make this easier, but it's really good for the movement to really link our breath with it. It really is helpful. It helps with the energy of the movement. You have the leg lifts coming up in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Lift one leg up. Lower it down. This is your last 30 seconds of your workout. You got this. Just breathe through it. Take your time. Flex your toes down towards the floor as you lift the leg up. You only have, stay with it, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did it. You crushed day number 13 of this challenge. I am so proud of you. You're almost there. Only a couple days left of this challenge. I'll see you tomorrow for day number 14.